Good afternoon. So today I want to share with us a verse that has really stuck with me for quite some time now, which is a verse in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. And I will read using the King James Version. It says, "Study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." So these were words of Paul to Timothy, that you need to study to show yourself approved. By approved, you could ask, approved by who? So this is the clarity I want to make. Approved by God. You could say in this, he is the boss. Just like we'll do the work for our employers with all diligence, some of them which have a lot of pressures, high pressure jobs, but you'll do them diligently because you want approval from your bosses, or probably you have appraisals and want to probably meet the targets, so you'll do all your due diligence to make sure your performance is on point. So Paul is telling Timothy, you as a servant of God, and by a servant of God, I'm not referring to the pastors or the preachers. I'm talking to every believer, be it the usher, the praise team leader, every person who knows they're in the service of God. Kindly study to show yourself approved to the master. I know in the days we are in, there's a lot of pressure to please the wrong people, to look for approval in the wrong places. I'll be in church and don't miss a service because I want pastor to see how dedicated I am. I may come to church because I want my leader to see how committed I am. You could be doing the right thing, but for the wrong reasons. So Paul is telling Timothy, study to show yourself approved and approved by God. Why study? And he's also telling him that so that you study to show yourself approved, so that you have no shame in your assignment. I am just imagining, probably if you're going to make a presentation on something you've not researched on, and the questions are asked that you cannot respond to correctly, it is a shame. If you go for a job interview and you've not done a background check of the company or the organization that you are applying a job in, it is not due diligence. How well do you know your future employer? So fortunately or unfortunately, we are so diligent on everything else apart from the things of God. And this afternoon, this is my challenge. And especially when whatever gospel is out here is just so corrupted. People preaching what probably will benefit them, but not preaching the word of God in all truth. As you prepare for that sermon, do your due diligence. A worker who is not ashamed as he shares the truth. Sound doctrine. You're speaking the mind of God with all confidence. This is to you who has been given the assignment. that you do it with all vigor. You do your best to make sure you're delivering well and delivering the right thing. What is your responsibility to you as a believer who is sitting in to listen? I'll say, study also. You may not be studying for approval, but there is a lot of heresy. So study to make sure you're not also deceived. The days we are in, deception is very high. The only way you can be safe is to be sure you can study the Word of God for yourself. Study the Word of God for yourself. God speaks to everybody through the Word. Know the mind of God, which is His Word. So that when people are sharing and teaching wrong doctrines, you're not deceived. You have a part to play. And to you who is teaching, please do it and do it well. Can God say, well done, faithful servant? Can God say, that is my son, that is my daughter? Can you preach with that kind of confidence, knowing that you presented the thoughts of your Father and you presented them well? Just like a company or an employer knows that staff they can send for those special assignments, those who will represent their companies well. That person will share the vision of the employer well. So can God, our Father, say, Miss, this is one that I can trust for that assignment, because I know she will do it and do it well. This is a challenge for both you and me. Study to show yourself approved and look for approval in the right places. Shalom.